I have a dream job that didn't exist when I was growing up. So when I tell people that I work for YouTubers who travel around the world driving and filming insane cars, they have a lot to say.
How can I do that?
Did you go to film school?
Oh, you're so lucky. What are Thomas and James like? What's your favorite car? You get to drive any of the cars.
Can I have a job?
How
can I do
You make money doing that?
I wish I had
That's
a
a
job.
real job. You have a girlfriend? I thought you were gay.
Yeah, people say some weird shit. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you a behind the scenes look of what I typically do as a production manager, and at the end, I'll share with you how you can do it too. So you're probably wondering what do production managers actually do? If you Google it, you'll probably find something like this. A production manager takes care of logistics, scheduling, location management, and other operations. And if you keep scrolling down, you'll find one major item on the list that I think suits my duties and responsibilities perfectly, and that's problem solving. So much of what I do for my job involves problem solving. At Throttle House, we try to make TV level car films with 6 people every single week. So that means we encounter problems constantly. And what better way to demonstrate problems than to head to our first stop of the day? I have a lot of different responsibilities, wear a lot of hats as the production manager here, but broadly speaking, most of what I do can be divided into one of 3 categories. We have the prep, the mess, and the cleanup. So today's Monday, which means we are right into the prep stage of the week, and that brings us to our first stop of the day. I'm on the way to visit 2 cars that have been on our channel quite a few times. I'm of course talking about the V12 limos, the Mercedes S600 and the BMW 750iL. When we got these cars, a lot of my time went into getting them ready for a road trip, planning logistics things around like where are we gonna go, what are we gonna see along the way, what are the stops to make that are exciting for the audience. It went pretty well, except for a few hiccups here and there. And after we finished the video, the cars came home and sat in storage for about 6 months or so. That was until recently. Since the road trip, they have been dewrapped, fixed mechanically, visited the body shop, detailed, and paint corrected. And we're doing all of this because the cars are being auctioned off on Cars and Bids. When the wraps came off of the cars, it unfortunately peeled off some of the old clear coat, and we had to get that fixed. So the cars went to a body shop, they resprayed both of them in different areas, and we thought it turned out great, until I was taking photos of the cars for the auction listing. The S-Class, perfect. No issues, this thing is just beautiful. I think it looks great. But when I was shooting the 7 Series, I was looking through my viewfinder of my camera, and you can really clearly see that the blending on the rocker panels did not match the rest of the car. It was only visible at certain times of day and certain lighting, but on my camera, while I'm taking pictures, it did not look good. After I showed photos of this issue to the shop and some back and forth, they agreed to fix it. They're just gonna respray both of the rocker panels, but we don't have a lot of time. The car is to go to the body shop today, so I can shoot pictures of it tomorrow so the auction can go live first thing next week. Remember what I said about problem solving? By the way, I was planning on telling you all of this in the 7 Series. I actually recorded the whole thing, but I'm using some new gear, a new little DJI mic, and I didn't have it set up properly, and the quality was just trash. The last thing that I have to do is to get these cars ready for sale. So now you get voiceover Joey instead. I finished off my day yesterday by picking up one of the cars for this week's shoot. And this is a big part of my job. Finding the right car in the right place, the right time for the right video, it's a lot. And if it's an owner or a dealership, then a big part of my job is convincing them to let us borrow their car for the video. And even though we have a Throttle House promise of returning the car to them in the same way as it was given to us, you wouldn't believe the amount of no's that I get when I'm asking for cars. Hello? Hey, this is Joey from Throttle House. Can we borrow your car for a video shoot? No. Your dealership will get a shout out in the video, which can definitely help with the sale of the car. No. We've done this countless times with no issue, plus we have a really good insurance policy, so you're good. Okay, fine. Oh, really? No. Okay. All right. Luckily this week we're filming press cars. That's a car that's owned by the manufacturer for like PR, marketing, demos, that kind of thing. And as far as acquiring cars goes, this is the easiest by far. I send an email requesting the car for a certain date, and when that date comes, we pick it up for the week. This week is the 911 Trio, or more specifically, what more do you get when you go from a 911T to a GTS to a GT3? And by the time that you see this, the video should be live on Throttle House, which is linked up here. I'm sure you've probably already seen that. Like if you're finding my channel, you're probably already a fan of Throttle House and you've seen this, but it's up there regardless. So I grabbed the 911T from the press fleet in Toronto, drove it back to Thomas's house so he could get an impression of it before the shoot. And then I grabbed the 7 Series from the body shop with the freshly painted sides. It turned out great, and now we're ready for the shoot. Shoot days are the best, but they're also the worst because that's when all the problems happen. It's actually why I call this portion of my job the mess. The cars break down, people cancel, camera gear fails, the weather sucks, or worse. So as the guy responsible for things going well on the shoots, these days are very much a double-edged sword. I roll up in the 911T, Dan is in the GTS, and Harrison's in the GT3. A great lineup of cars. We all get our equipment set up and start to capture. So I'm on my camera taking pictures, Harrison's getting his audio equipment set up, and Karsten and Dan are doing B-roll, static shots, and things like that. We spend a few hours circling each of the cars, making sure to get things like the badges, the wheels, the brakes, just really every part of the car when it's stationary. Then we move to drive-bys. This is one of my favorite parts of the day. We're doing drive-bys. So I hop in the car, drive by the guys who record video and audio, and then I switch cars. So I get a chance to drive basically everything. It doesn't always work out this way, but today I'm the drive-by guy. All right. GT3 touring.
Let me know once you turn around, please.
I've just turned around now.
Julie, I think that's the last one for you. Go by Dan and then switch over to IS, please.
Copy that. We finish off the morning with some more B-roll shots, and then it's time for lunch. It's a quick break, and then it's time for A-roll. Now it's time for the first in-car, which is where Thomas gets in the car and goes for a drive. I actually have a line in this video, cut to me going, "That's the wrong one."
Joe, you're gonna show, that's the wrong one.
That's the wrong one. Yeah. Now I'm not gonna go into detail for like how we do each of our shots because the guys have worked a long time to perfect this process, but generally it's you film the B-roll, you film the A-roll, a couple pickups here and there, and then you're done. Now I call this section the mess because this is usually when things go wrong, but that's not the case. The shoot actually went great. The cars performed well, the camera gear worked, everyone had a good time, and it made for a great video, so I'm stoked on this one. So because nothing went catastrophically wrong on this shoot, there wasn't actually a whole lot of things to clean up at the end of it, which meant that I was able to shift my focus to the next video that we're putting out, which, funny enough, also had a 911 in it. It's the 911 versus LC500. It's linked up here. So I make all the thumbnails for the channel. James weighs in and ultimately approves them, but I'm the one who takes the pictures and then like manipulates them to make them into thumbnails. And between the very first draft of the thumb and the very last one was 15 revisions. The most revisions we've ever had, 15. And granted, the first one is a shame draft. It's something that Johnny Harris does with his channel.
Shame is the first one, and
Shame
it's
is the
called
first one.
that because it's too shameful to show anyone.
No one
But
wants
you
to ever
have
show
to.
it. Yeah.
You have to.
So I do that with thumbnails too, where I make one, send it to James, and I'm like, here's roughly what I'm thinking. And then he can say yes, no, and then you actually go from there. So granted, the first one is a shame draft, but then there was 14 more. It's one of those things where this is my opportunity to really contribute to the video in like a creative way. Like Thomas and James spend all this time writing and crafting the video in their head. The crew spends all this time capturing and then editing the video. So if I have to do a few extra drafts of a thumb, especially if it ends up getting more people to click on it, then like, that's fine. That's just how it goes. And I get to be part of the creative team. So yeah. Now in a rare turn of events, there was actually nothing really pressing to do for the rest of the week. Usually at this point I move to planning the next video, but we're not filming next week. So that meant that the last things I had to do were to reshoot the 7 series photos because I needed to have updated photos now that the bottom's been painted. I uploaded those photos to Cars and Bids, got the auction listing in draft status ready to go because Monday it goes live. And then it was time to enjoy a 911T for the rest of the week. All right, I'm at my favorite spot, taking pictures. Boom! Come on. Do you guys ever get a picture that you think just looks so good? Because that's what I'm experiencing right now with this. Like, woo! I know how insanely lucky I am to be able to do what I do for a job. filming insane cars and meeting great people, even my coworkers that I consider to be my actual friends, is like, that's like the dream scenario, right? But at the end of the day, this is a job. It's just a job that I really care about. And I think when you have a job that you really care about, the wins are awesome, right? Next level, you feel like fulfilled and satisfied and a job well done. But when you have losses in a job that you care about, at least in my case, it can get you. So as the person whose job it is to like keep things going, you know, running smoothly, there's a never-ending list of stuff that I could do better. So I find it challenging sometimes to not get caught up in it, to not just go through my list, check, 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 and actually to enjoy what I'm doing. And I think filming this video was a really good exercise in that. I found myself capturing stuff, knowing that I had to capture it for the video, but that helped me appreciate it more. And to, you know, what's that expression? Like to stop and smell the roses? I think that's exactly what I did in this video, is I got to stop and smell the roses. And in my case, it was just lucky because the roses smelled like 93 octane. Elephant in the room, I forgot to include in this video how I think you should get your dream job. I know that was like part of the hook. I forgot it, and we've got like 20 seconds left. So instead, this video right here tells you exactly how I went from working a normal job to getting my dream job with Throttle House. It's like 20 minutes long, it's super detailed, I think you'll enjoy it, but I forgot to include that part in this one. So my bad, didn't plan this very well. I'm literally finishing it right now. It's like 2 in the morning. Enjoy it, it's right there. Okay, goodbye, thank you. Cool.